So, Michael, when I joined Columbia as an educational technologist, you were there, and I do believe that there were many projects or just kind of it was more like a culture kind of onboarding that I learned from you, especially with the educational component of some of the work that we were doing. I felt like a little bit like, ooh, I might need some help with this. And I remember you oftentimes just volunteering work that you've created, like packages, and you were just like, you can use anything that I've created. If you have any questions, I'm happy to kind of help you through. I remember presentation, like when you provided like tips for professors' presentations. I think I just lifted like a bunch of work that you created and it's kind of like using it. But I felt like you're just very much a team member trying to just make everybody stronger. Um, and so I don't know if you have any memories of working, with me, but I certainly remember just taking away a lot from your dedication, your goal to learn new things. I feel like I'd be like leaving at 6 p.m. and you'd be like learning new JavaScript code because you're working with a professor with, in the, software, the software department or the software computer science. But yeah, I'm not sure if you have anything to share.
Yeah, of course. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Yeah, I wanted to pay it forward too. I thought, that's the best way to do this. And when you came aboard, I really thought you were somebody that I wanted to help because you brought so much to the table already. To say that the ways that I wanted to help and the things I wanted to instill in you and people, people coming up was and they all happened. I was very impressed to see them all happening. But I think I found it important to, when we work together, let teachers know that you were the type of person that was going to be there for this redesign. If they were going to launch it in their course at 7 o'clock at night, you would be the person that would sit in to make sure that it all went okay. I've watched you many times go and record sessions after work. You were that person that they knew they could count on. And I think that was one of the things I tried to help people like understand because there's that trust there. Um, what else? Another thing that I think I tried to instill in you was this ability to do your work, but at the same time understand it's not your course. You know what I mean? Have this sort of collaboration where it's their course, they're accountable for everything, but you're there to help, and you could bring your skills with their course, match up together. And I always try to instill that it's not your course, but that doesn't mean you're subservient to the course. You're there as an important part of it, but you're there to help the course, the teacher, the students, the program, you know. Um, yeah, I tried to instill. I think those things I tried to instill in my friends, and you are somebody who really grew into a great educational technologist. So proud of you.
Thank you. Yeah, no, and thanks to you. Like I said, I felt a little bit like a little imposter. I obviously went to university, but I wouldn't say that I was like I was really kind of PhD track, student. So I was like really leaning heavily on my team members. I came more from like a project delivery, role.
Mhm.
I went from educational technologist to learning designer. And so when we started to make that move from more of the tech, like a little more focus on curriculum design, I needed to lean heavier on my team members, I think m mostly in learning, the different um, ways to evaluate, programming, ways to identify learning objectives. These were things that I never even thought of, because I came in as an educational technologist focused on the tech component, but I really needed to be able to have these conversations with professors around curriculum design. And I like just remember feeling a bit of comfort as we were making this transition that I at least had, you backing me to make sure that like I would be able to confidently step into a meeting with a professor who have Wikipedia pages on their expertise, and is a little bit intimidating, but I felt like I always had backup. So
Yep.
thank you for always being there for those times of change.
Of course. Well, thank you. And you know that it show here we are a decade later, still colleagues, still friends, still
Yeah,
trying to help each other. Now you're helping me with my podcast. So it's
yeah,
all,
always
it was a great collaboration then and even today and in the future. So maybe we'll wrap there. Andre, thank you very much for talking about your skill set and what you could bring. And I'm sure people will love these clips. And let's do it again.
great. Well, thank you, Michael. Appreciate it.
Got
And
it.
I remember one thing you said is never underestimate the value of having a meeting with one other person. I'm not sure if you remember telling me that.
I
And
do.
the two people,
Yeah.
I still use that today as much as possible, meet one-on-one with individuals. And I do feel like that's a very valuable, very human
Yeah.
way of approaching work.
I got that from a book that I love called The Powers of Two.
Okay.
Joshua Schenck Wolf, I believe, and he documented all these very creative pairs in
Mm,
history and how there's so much synergy between two people and what they both could bring to a collaboration.
mm.
Even people that you would think are solo inventors or creatives, there's always someone really helping them. It works really well in pairs. So, to the powers of two, Andre.
Powers of two, Michael. All
See you later.
right, bye.